Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I wanted to talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land because some OGs on the channel might actually remember there was a point where I talked about how I'm not the biggest Kirby fan and I really wanted to give Kirby Star Allies a chance. And then the demo came out and it just wasn't for me. And I've even considered maybe going back and just getting the game and trying it after seeing Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is that I think for the first time, as a non-Kirby fan, I am genuinely really excited for what this game could be. I never thought I'd care for a 3D Kirby game. I never thought I'd really care for a Kirby release. And during the Direct, as they were unveiling this, I didn't really care. I think at one point I was like, okay, like that looks cool. There was the part where the alligator or crocodile jumps out of the water. I love water stuff, so I thought that whole scene looked cool, and that enemy looked cool. And then in general, I started to be a little bit more on board with the game, and I was like, this does look cool, but I still didn't really care. But once the Direct was done, and some time had passed, I watched the trailer again. And it's funny because I have the trailer on loop right now as I'm recording this, and I'm already getting kind of excited at what I was looking at. But when I watched the trailer again, I was like, wow, I think I'm actually excited for this. And this actually looks really cool. Now, my biggest gripe with Kirby, and this is where, I'm sorry, if you're a Kirby fan, I hope you don't hate me for this, but this is just how I feel. The games, to me, they just feel too easy, and it feels like what I'm doing doesn't really matter. Now, just to be clear, I have not played every Kirby game, so there could be one where you're like, whoa, dude, you need to play this one if that's how you feel. But my main point is that, say with Kirby Star Allies, it doesn't feel like you're in any threat of danger, and it just feels like as long as I move to the right and continue to move to the right, I'm just gonna win. I don't really need to worry about anything. And whenever I talk about that, people are like, yeah, but in Kirby games, you can unlock this boss rush mode, or you can unlock some harder thing. And I'm always like, yeah, but I'm already not really enjoying it that much as it is, so it's like, why would I even want to do that in the first place when I can just play a game that I enjoy more? So I would say the only thing that I'm fearful of is if this is just way too easy. And just to be clear, I don't think every game needs to be super hard to be good. It's just that Kirby games for me, they tend to be too easy to where it just feels like what I'm doing doesn't matter. Like as long as I'm just kind of moving forward, I'm just going to win. I don't really need to worry about the enemies or pits or anything. Because you could say, okay, well in Donkey Kong or Mario, if you just keep moving forward, you'll win. But there's obstacles in the way. And I feel like the obstacles in the way in Kirby games don't really pose much of a threat. But with that being said though, I do feel like even if this game is on the easy side, I feel like as long as they nail it when it comes to going on this journey and playing this adventure, I don't know if it'll matter as much to me. I do prefer having a game that has some sort of difficulty, but watching this trailer, it looks like it's just going to be fun to just run around. And you could even take a game like Mario Odyssey. That game's not really hard, but I loved it. And one of my main complaints was that I wish it was a little bit harder, but it's one of my favorite games that I've ever played. So I think as long as these levels are fun to traverse and just experience, I think I'm actually going to really enjoy this game. Because already, I love the aesthetic. I think it looks super cool. How a lot of it is based around just tropical looking trees, the beachy type of areas, the water. I know there's other types of areas too, but even the cities. I feel like if it was just a plain city, I wouldn't really care too much. But seeing it just overtaken by all this jungly, tropical type of plants, it just looks really cool. I mean, a part of it seems depressing because we don't know what happened to this place, but it's called the Forgotten Land. So I'm assuming we're gonna figure out why this all happened. And I normally don't even care about story, and I'm actually talking about story. That's how much I think this game has actually sold me. The more I look at it while this trailer's on loop, the more it just looks beautiful. The grassy areas look awesome. The colors are super vibrant. The water, I'm just gonna love being in those areas. And what's really cool too is already, for me, which again, I'm not the biggest Kirby fan, so I could be wrong. Maybe we've seen these enemies before, but it seems like we're already seeing really cool enemy design. It's not that I don't like past enemies from other Kirby games. I think the enemies in general in Kirby games actually do look really cool. but it's just really awesome to see what looks to be new enemies. That monkey boss, which I'm assuming is a boss, at the end, that enemy just looks super cool. They didn't just show a boss that we've all seen a bunch of times. They showed something that, at least to me, looks new. Which it wouldn't have been horrible. I mean, Bowser's in pretty much every Mario game, so it's not that it would have been the end of the world, but I think it's super cool to see. And when you take a game like Odyssey, they had the Brutals, and they had Bowser. And again, that boss could be returning, which actually, I'll just look it up right now. Well, from a quick Google search, it doesn't seem like that enemy's been around before, but if they have, I apologize. So, they sold me. Now, I would like to make it clear, though, there's a chance that I don't like the game. But as of right now, I am honestly super excited for this game, and I did not think that I would be. When it was talked about that a Kirby game was being worked on and stuff, I didn't really care. And now seeing this looks amazing. So I'm going to be making videos on this game as more info comes out, and I'm just excited to dive into this game and hopefully really enjoy it. So that's all I really have to say about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to stay up to date with my videos and live streams, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.